What's going on, everyone? It's DUBB. So today I'm going to replace the struts on my 2000 Toyota Celica, and I believe this is pretty much similar to all the Toyotas out there and along with Lexus. So I went and choose KYB Struts. They're similarized to the OEM struts, and I'm going to show you how to replace all of them. But on this video, it's going to show you how to replace the front, and I'll make a separate video on how to replace the rear struts. Let's take the wheel off so we can get you the passenger side struts. I didn't realize they've been bad for a while. I did the test when I pushed on the car, let it bounce back up. It seemed like they were okay at that time, but I didn't realize they were not. I did notice a lot of suspensions noise. I was blaming on the linkages or the bushings because it's an old car. Let's go ahead and remove the struts. You have 4 nuts and bolts on the bottom and 3 on top. This one here, remove it. You need an Allen and a wrench to loosen it up. You got 2 more bolts down here, and you got 1 more hold onto the brake line, and 3 on top hold onto the struts. Once you remove all the nuts and bolts, the struts will come right out. Here you can see the strut is covered in oil and everything's on it is shot. I'm going to keep the original spring and possibly reuse the spring seat. I know this one here is a spring seat and the belly all in one piece. I probably can reuse it, but I won't know until I take everything apart. Let's go ahead and remove the driver's side struts as well. On the driver's side, the strut bottom out to the point it pinched the axle boot, causing a hairpin leak. So I got grease flying everywhere in there. Let me show you how to take the strut apart and reassemble it. So I do have some of those spring clamps, but I find them very hard to use. So I built this spring compressor out of bed frame angle iron, and it's very easy to use and it's very safe, and it takes a few seconds to take everything apart and put it back together. I'll put the video link below if you want to know how to build one of these spring compressor. You're going to need to replace the upper strut mount as well. The bearing is shot. You can see the strut have no compression at all. Here are all the new parts that you need to reassemble it. So you got the struts, the lower spring seat, the bellow along with the dampener, the upper strut mount, and I'm going to reuse the upper spring seat. You probably could find like a whole complete set of springs and struts all together, or you assemble. I do not recommend them because when you install them in your car, they are very stiff and they don't handle that well, causing your car to bounce around a little bit and making your ride feel very uncomfortable. Let's go ahead and reassemble it. Once you got everything lined up, I'll do the upper strut mount last. So now what I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna line up and try to get the strut shaft going through the hole on top right there. This shaft needs to be fully extended in order to mount the upper plate. Putting them back together is almost as easy as taking them apart. Now all the nuts and bolts are in place. Go ahead and tighten them up. Go ahead and hand tight the nut on the shaft. Now the passenger side strut install is complete. Go ahead and do the same thing for the driver side. Alright, the front struts on this Toyota installation is completed. I hope you find this video helpful. If you do, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll put up the video on the rear installation shortly. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.